because it just depends on
Yeah.
where the people are going to and airspaces. Every aircraft has to be identified. Every
Right.
pilot that is flying the aircraft has to be identified.
You have to
So
have a
when it
flight
comes
plan. You
down
have to
to
have the
it,
whole thing. Yep.
yeah, so let's just say the woman, let's just say the
Mm.
pilot's not caught. Let's just say the woman's caught because of her ovulation cycle, because of she was pregnant, now she's not pregnant no more. That also could be tracked to the pilot where it comes to like how did she get here? How did they get there? It will all be in a log. I'm telling y'all right now. Like even these pilots will always be in a log. They will be in a
Yep.
log.
Yep.
And they are heavily tracked, especially if
I'll be
they are
right back,
going
y'all.
from
Y'all keep
certain,
talking. I'll be right back.
Okay.
especially if they're going from state to state, whatever it. No,
Right.
every little move that a pilot makes is always logged.
Yep.
There is September
It is.
11th. Obviously, was like I guess exception, but when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to tracking all of this stuff, you're watched as a pilot continuously.
Right.
And so let's just say that a pilot does transport people that need abortions. That's fine. They might get away with it in the short term. Long term, no.
It's gonna be. I can see this becoming a Target thing. Like they're not gonna pop you
They'll
for the
start
first thing
targeting
that you
for sure.
steal. They'll wait for you to build up a good backlog of doing it, and then they'll just shut
Mhm.
you down completely. And I saw some of the comments. We're not saying the pilots are going to be tracked like animals or anything like that. Yeah, we know the planes can be. I was talking about the fact that the pilot, the video that I saw, he showed his face. So there's a face to go with that name,
Mhm.
that pilot. That's what I meant when I said they know who that person is because he showed his face. All I'm saying is long term, because we don't know how long we're going to be in this
Yeah,
debacle.
that's
Okay.
facts.
Long term, people have got to start going underground with how they want to help.
Mm-hmm.
This
Not
is no
social
different than
media.
any other prohibition point in history. When alcohol was illegal, people weren't announcing where the distilleries were or the saloons were. You had to know, whenever something is banned, we know it doesn't go away. It's not this magic wand that makes everything disappear
Right.
because it's illegal. If that was the case, God knows we wouldn't have half the things going on that are now.
Right.
So what I'm saying is it would be more helpful to birthing people to one, not identify themselves off rip, as in don't, if you think you're pregnant, don't talk about it. Don't
Right.
announce it. Don't go to the doctor to take a test. You're just going to pee on the same stick that you're going to pee on that you can get from Walmart. Don't go, and I don't know, because I saw someone else ask if they're going to start making you show ID to purchase a pregnancy test. I don't know. I didn't hear that. If they're going to take it to that extreme, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't be the first time because I've
But then you're gonna see stuff like they're gonna like make it illegal to buy Plan B over the
right,
internet in certain states. But that doesn't
right,
mean that like somebody in Minnesota where it's legal or Illinois where it's legal can't have a stockpile of it, and you contact them and ask them for some lingerie
right.
to be sent to you. And I mean because I sell through eBay and there is no fucking way they can open every single package. Absolutely not.
No,
So I think you're gonna see stuff like that happen. And I think you're gonna see stuff like literally like almost like abortion tourism, where the states where it is
yeah.
legal, oh well you're gonna come here and go hiking or a girls' weekend or whatever, spa weekend, whatever they want to call it. But yeah, and those states are going to
Yeah, have access to what they need when they get there. Just
right,
like all the other tourism spots for all the other things that wouldn't really be legal but are legal somewhere else. That's
right,
just how the world works. Nothing's going away. And I think that's the irony when it comes to seeing people so happy about this. You didn't actually do anything but put people in this like black market back alley, abortion situation. That's all you did.
well, and
You couldn't make it illegal or legal if it wasn't already going on. Abortion was
the good
already
thing,
happening. You're not going to change
you,
it.
I live in a red state. I live in Nebraska, and so we had a rally today, and there was a counter protest apparently down at the Douglas County Courthouse. I would estimate there was between 3,000 and 5,000 people at Memorial Park. I was shocked at how many people were there. And they had on the news the counter protest at the courthouse had about 20 people. So
I believe it.
But I mean, that's a red state. Mine's a red state. This is a conservative state. I do live in a district where I live in District 2. We can split our electoral votes, and we did vote Biden last. We can split, which is weird. But still, to have that many people show up, I've never seen a rally like that in Omaha. And
But
exactly.
I believe it because this is not. Please understand, the majority of Americans don't want this. Like, this is what I said earlier. Like, this is wild that this is happening because no one asked for this.
And I
literally,
I got tagged in a video by someone that they're part of the gay community, and they were like, it's just funny. They made a point. It's just funny how this conservative, Supreme Court has made these laws, and now we are looking at interracial gay marriage, this, that, and the fourth, which is funny because, and this gay guy, he freaking tagged me. He said, I've been approached mostly by conservative people on the DL, and I was sitting there like, me? I'm a single gay woman, and when it comes to dating, being on the DL, conservative women want to mess around, but they'll vote against their own interest. And these are the people that are voting for what's going on. And I'm not making this like a gay issue because we're talking about abortion. The point being is that they will use their privilege because they have these things in place. But when shit hits the fan, they don't mind being on the DL when the rest of us are trying to get out of the fucking closet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I believe
we all are trying to do all. And so, like, in my hometown of Waco, I'm not in Waco anymore, but my hometown of Waco is a conservative city, and they are holding a rally tomorrow in Texas. So this should just show you that most Americans do not agree with this because most Americans understand what is at stake. But because most Americans voted in 2016 for the wrong shit, we are seeing the repercussions today. Okay,
exactly.
We're seeing it today. You voted for Trump.
I want to say that too. Like, they voted for the perception of their I can't talk.
Supremacy.
For white supremacy. They voted for they voted for that. Instead of voting for their themselves, their own interests, they voted to preserve their whiteness. That's what happened in 2016. That's what Trump did. Trump was like, "Oh no, y'all whiteness it's in effect right now. Like if y'all don't vote for me, then the white community is not gonna have anything." He scared the crap out of all y'all, and y'all voted for y'all whiteness. That's what happened. And not realizing people of color are not trying to take over. We don't want to take over. We want equal rights. We want equity. We're not trying to take anything away from you. This is what we kept saying. We're not trying to take anything away from you. We just want to be able to live. Can I exist?
They voted for the status quo. They want the status quo from the 1950s.
Yes.
Exactly, Omaha. And that's what
they want.
Those companies where white women, but it was mainly white women that were like, okay, and my company's going to pay for me to go out of state. They were happy about that. Bitch, stop.
It's the individualism, though. You have to realize. And I'm just saying this because it's just the way it is. White women have never actually had to fight for much of anything in this country. The white supremacy that white men conquered everything for, that was kind of put on them by de facto, right? It's just like, okay, you're white, you get it too. You know, you didn't do anything really to earn it. And when you realized you had it, and it was interesting because when I read the decision this morning, I read a comment. I don't remember the woman's name, but she was from the Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life Association. And it was like,
Lord.
What? I was sitting here like,
oh my God.
The Susan B. Anthony and they just reinforced everything I said a couple months ago. This is why we don't side with y'all, because that was nuts. That's a real. I looked it up. I Googled it. It's a real thing.
It is. I'm sure it is.
And it's like,
it's a real thing.
So you're telling me It's this. And I'm black. I'm telling you, I don't get it. I really don't. Like, I can, go on rants and do my little reading and give y'all whatever college background information I've got. I have no idea the cognitive dissonance that it requires to be white and female in America and not think that you are in a burning house with the rest of us. I don't get it. It's like, how do y'all not see the fire? We all see the fire, and y'all are like, no, because we got what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But everything around you is on fire, and you're inside the fire still. Fire. You haven't made it out the house. You're still, and the men want to put you back in it barefoot and pregnant. You can't even run out now.
Exactly.
But that's what they've been.
Go ahead.
I'm not kidding. That's what they fucking brainwash you as. It's like you've got to make sure that you're quiet. You don't rock the boat. You don't say anything. You try and be like your friends. You try and you vote like your parents. You do everything like that. You've got to make sure that you're pretty and you're feminine and that you get a husband and then maybe you do some college, but you're going to get married and then you're going to have your kids and then everything's centered around your house. And yeah, the whole fucking world can be burning down. Mm-hmm. But if your carpeting is brand new and your furniture is new and your husband's happy and your kids
are the new air fryer, then everything's fine. Care about.
Good. And they get this fucking tunnel vision. I have cousins that way. I live among them. I don't understand it anymore myself, but I know where it comes from.
I don't get it because here's the thing, like Calei was saying, you got the smallest inkling that you might not have a problem if you work for Disney, right? Okay. If I work for Disney, I'll be good. And a person in the comments, I told them they made a very good point. They're not doing this because they care about your rights as a woman. They just don't want you taking off work because you got knocked up. So, hey, if you need to get rid of that, go ahead. But I need you back on the clock by Monday.
Yeah.
Working this cog, back in here being a cog in the wheel that's making us billions. Yep. This is not about, and I think that's where Calei's frustration is also coming from. Please stop thinking that these people are looking out for your best interest. These corporations, Disney is not the mouse. Disney is a corporation. Walt is dead and he wasn't the best person when he was alive. Like, please understand me.
That they may be giving, they
don't care.
Throwing people a bone here, but they're the ones that giving money to the Republicans. They're the ones that are giving money to these.
If Ron DeSantis wasn't giving them such a hard time right now, they probably wouldn't even be doing this crap. They wouldn't even be offering you an out. They really probably wouldn't.
I want to know how many people bought Handmaid's Tale costumes for a protest while supporting Elon Musk.
Okay, boo. Love you.
Hey, all right, take it easy. But my thing is like when I was talking about these corporations, stop settling for mediocre just because you are not necessarily affected by it. But like, hey, did you buy your Handmaid's Tale on Amazon? Hey, did you support Elon Musk? Because all these corporations are supporting the Republican Party that put these people into the SCOTUS. Do you have a Tesla? Do you have all these things? You were supporting all this money. You're gonna go protest with your Handmaid's Tale that you bought off of Amazon. But did you know Jeff Bezos is putting money into these super PACs? Like these are the things that like they don't understand when they're getting thrown a bone. When
Jeff Bezos won't care about abortion until he can start shipping out the equipment to do it in 2 days or less on Prime. Jeff Bezos is not going to move or care.
Won't care about abortion until he stops.
Unless he starts stocking Plan B and giving it to you in 2 days or less.
Yep. So all these people that like all these women that were trying to tell y'all. Trying to tell white women when it comes to black, indigenous, brown women, we've been there and done that. We've been fighting this whole entire time. Y'all are still supporting the men.
Thank you.
That support this party. That support
they're not going to change today. This is not going to change them.
Yeah. It starts with you. You literally, with your little Handmaid's Tale costume that you bought on Amazon. Okay, that's more money for. That's more money for the Republican Party because they donate to it. I'm sorry.
That was a fictional story.
The Handmaid's Tale, it's fiction. Yes, it is. Handmaid's Tale is fiction. And that's the thing. They had to compare
white
this.
women, but it's a reality for Black, brown, and indigenous women.
They had
Can
to
I just
compare
get
this to
2
a
quick
fictional
minutes, ladies?
utopian,
Oh,
dystopian
hey, wait
nightmare in order for.
1 second, Glenn.
I just want
1
two.
second. I think Closet has a question.
I just want 2 quick minutes.
What's
Everything
up,
Yeah.
that's
Closet?
being said is hello, is absolutely correct. But listen, I need us to really think larger. I need us to
Mm-hmm.
understand for everything they show us, there is something that we are not seeing. There is something
Mm.
that is being hidden. I'm going to read something to you. And when I read it to you, I want you to keep in mind that right now we have a trial going on for the January 6th insurrection.
Uh-huh.
And this is the 14th
Exactly.
Amendment, Section 3. And here's how it
Mm-hmm.
reads. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who haven't previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as an officer, a member of any state legislature or as an
Mm-hmm.
executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. Who is the largest advocate of what happened today? Clarence Thomas,
Thank you.
whose wife is under investigation.
Damn.
People, open our eyes. Please
Yep.
open our eyes.
Yep.
Yep.
Everything they show us,
I told
they're
y'all.
showing
That's
us
why the loving
abortion
case
rights.
ain't about to be on the chopping block.
They're showing us abortion rights. What they're not showing us is they're covering their asses. That's all I had to
Facts.
say.
No,
Okay,
you're
boo.
good.
Thank
Like,
you.
damn,
You're
Closet
right.
Talk.
I love
I
you.
mean,
Closet Talk brings the knowledge, boy.
well, I saw
And
Rosie
she's right.
O'Donnell speak about Clarence Thomas and his wife, and she
Yeah,
didn't
I
even really
threw it in her
speak.
video because it's
All she
all
did
about
was
protecting
say,
Clarence.
all she said was arrest him, make him retire.
The fact,
You
and can
know,
Yep.
we really get into that though? Because the fact that this man is not even under investigation himself, your wife is, but you're a sitting
You're
Supreme
not.
Court
You're
justice
sitting
and
Supreme
your
Court justice.
spouse is under
I'll tell you right now.
investigation for an
Yep.
You know what's
insurrection
really
that
fucked
she
up?
funded a portion of.
Yep.
You know what's really fucked
Where'd
up
she
is
Like,
get the
like when
money
I
too?
was in the
It was
military
all her
trying to
money.
get my secret clearance, the ins and outs that had to be taken for my little peeny ass here to even access a smidge of government documents. But you have Supreme Court justices, you have politicians, you have all these people that are access to this without the scrutiny that us little minions have to go through.
because they swear they can't get to them that way. In other words, they're too heavily insulated by their whatever, I guess in this case, their spouse, right? And side note, and
Exactly.
I'm only
There's
going
no
to
way
be
he
petty
didn't
for
know what she was
1 minute,
doing.
just for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Even at the
Get
highest
your petty
levels
on.
in office or in this country, Black men still pick the most basic, fat, ugly, mediocre white women to lay down with. And I'm done now.
Oh,
And I'm done
clam.
now.
I
You are
mean,
Supreme
The
Court
clam.
justice and couldn't find you a fucking
I mean, it's not.
what's my girl?
But
You couldn't
but
get you
isn't
a
it what we
Anna Nicole
always say?
Smith. You can't get an
But
Anna
isn't this
Nicole
all what we
clearance.
always say? Isn't this what we always say? Black men, white women together combined always fuck us up. We say this
I'm
shit.
not gonna lie. Like
Black
Britney
men,
Spears
white
did
women
it to my
together fuck us
generation.
up.
I get it. And I personally grew up watching all of the old Hollywood films. I love all old Hollywood everything. I think that those white women were some of the most well put together, most beautiful women ever. The fact that these Negroes cannot find anything even remotely Britney Spears, Anna Nicole, Pamela Anderson-esque to get with, and they get with these dumpster fires covered in like mayonnaise, is beyond me. Because here she is
Mm,
now, getting back to the point, right? Your wife
mm,
helped fund an
yeah.
insurrection. And I'm pretty sure she don't work. So whose money was that? Like Mia was saying, whose money was that?
it?
She don't work.
Whose money was it?
She don't work.
I want to know. How does she work? Does anybody know if she works?
She's one of those rich white women that has a man who's got money. She doesn't really work. She has no W-2 coming into her name. She has like organizations that she does fundraising for and blah, 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 things like that. But no, she is not an employed woman. No.
Is that
she
so?
don't got no
money
job. That was Clarence Thomas's money, which is why I asked what I asked. Why is he not being investigated? They know that the IRS knows that woman has no money. So why is she sitting there? Why are we assuming that the money that she spent was not that black man's money? Why are we not assuming that?
Here's what's really crazy, right? Because the insurrection needed a whole bunch of parts to work, y'all. Yeah. They didn't just need it for them to come in and fucking damage the Capitol building and that's gone. They needed parts in each of the branches. They needed, listen to what I'm saying. They needed people in each part of the branches. You don't think they try to commission Clarence Thomas? Y'all don't think they try to do that? Think about what he could have. What if this was successful, quote unquote, successful? Think about Clarence Thomas' role in the aftermath. This is why this is really scary.
But that's the thing.
And then his ass is sitting here, allowed to do shit, allowed to vote on shit, and he was part of trying. He's a traitor.
Mm-hmm. Right, but that's the thing. Did the insurrection actually fail though, or did it just do exactly what it was supposed to do?
I think it did what it was supposed to actually do.
Thank you.
What do you think
the insurrection failed at all. I think those white people got done exactly what they wanted to get done. First of all, it was a test. They wanted to see how far they could go and get away with it. And we saw in real time, they got to the point of unaliving police officers.
As well,
that's how far they got.
Like people heroes that were murked by police officers.
Yeah. So in that regard, it was very successful.
It was. The insurrection was successful.
And proving that our country, because let's just be very clear, right? Imagine being a Muslim right now, watching these trials go on. Y'all got this heated about the trade centers, but not about Capitol Hill.
Facts.
So you're telling me, thank you, it was a test coup. You're telling me that Americans, you got like one of my favorite movies is Red, right? With Bruce Willis. I love that entire. I love them.
Yo, I love them.
Yeah, I love it. I love that movie.
When they came in there and he got the shit kicked into him, like, what did she say? You got your ass kicked from inside the house. Inside the house, you got your ass kicked from inside. The fight wasn't from all those brown people and you learned Al-Qaeda and you learned all these words. It wasn't the immigrants. It wasn't the black people. It wasn't the natives trying to get their land back. It wasn't the Muslims coming back for round two. It was your own damn people. And if they could do it to you, oh, please understand that them other countries notice how you're handling them.
Well,
and how easy it was.
I just saw the UN, they had like their little open forum or whatever they do. And there was this white dude, I'm not sure what country he was from. He literally was in a cutoff t-shirt and shorts, and he spoke up. And he said, why are we not doing anything for the United States? They are
I've seen that.
You saw the white guy with the beard. Like he was literally saying they are this in the world. They are this ranking in the world. They are that ranking in the world, and it was all negative things that we were number one in: prison population, oppression, whatever. And he literally was like, do you call this a democracy? You call out every other country about their democracy, but you don't call out, basically he was saying, you don't call out the U.S. Why do you not call out the U.S.? And it's because of the stronghold that we have when it comes to NATO, when it comes to the UN, when it comes to the UK. We give them money. Let's just be real. Our
People,
labors
we pay
are.
for their silence. It's no different than any other
We
mafia,
pay
any other Gestapo. We pay for
exactly.
people to not intervene. It's like the crooked cops that you see in the movies. How do they get away with screwing over the small businesses? Because you have to get beat up. They're going to let people rob you. You're going to end up having all these issues unless you run them some money. So we run everybody money,
Yep.
just like the country that shall not be named. You can't say that I word country.
Yep.
Just like that. Why do you think we can't talk about Bruno? Why do you think we can't go there?
No, and the thing about
Just
it
pause it. I'll
is
watch
like
it.
it's an eye opener, not for Americans, the rest of the world, but the rest of the world ain't gonna do shit to us. Let's just be real about this. The rest of the world ain't gonna do shit to us.
No.
I mean,
Ain't nobody coming to save us either, though.
ain't nobody coming to save us.
No.
And nobody is going to come over here. Nothing like that. And it's because we are like a mafia. I had a friend tell me she's a DACA recipient and she is planning on moving back to Mexico.
Don't
I
Damn.
blame
keep
her.
trying to just stay in the comments, but y'all won't let me. Y'all talking. Y'all
I'm
talking.
sorry.
Yeah,
That's what we do when
but
we get on here.
Listen.
I'm not gonna
but
stay on
you
much
know what?
longer though,
You
y'all.
know
About
what?
15 more minutes.
Listen.
But
I would
I
jump
had a
down real
friend.
quick. I
I
like
had
to
a
drop
friend.
bombs and leave.
But like I had a friend that told me she's a DACA recipient, and she said she was talking to other friends, and she's going back to Mexico. She wants to go back to Mexico, and they said, "Well, what about the cartels? What about this? Because they make you pay a tax in the neighborhoods
Mm-hmm.
on for protection." And she said, "What do you mean, like a HOA?"
Oh,
Facts.
my
Damn.
daughter lives in Mexico. My daughter
and she,
currently lives in Mexico.
and the
Oh
dude was
yeah,
like,
Closet Talk's daughter actually is in Mexico. Go ahead, Closet
"Yeah."
Talk.
Well,
I
what
wasn't
I was
coming to
saying
talk
was
about
like
that
my
though.
friend was like, "What do you mean a HOA?" And they're like,
Yeah, I mean,
"Well, it's
there's
about
people that just don't
protection."
understand.
And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "Well, then, like, if I have to pay HOA here, then I can pay a tax over there." Like,
Yeah, for safety.
It's,
Go ahead, Closet
you
Talk.
guys were talking about a failed coup. I need you again. You got to pay attention to what happens.
Mm-hmm.
3 years before Hitler came into power, there was
hmm
a failed coup.
there was.
Yep.
Speak it.
Three
Let's go.
years
Let's go.
before, there was a
Let's go.
Yep.
failed coup.
But don't
We
say the
Talk
have
H
to
about it.
pay
word. Don't say the
attention.
H
It's
word.
not
I'll get
always
banned for the
about
H
what
word.
we see. A lot of the times it's about what we're not seeing. We have to ask the important questions. We have to look beyond the surface. That's what's wrong with us as Americans. We're so surface. We're so in the
Mm-hmm.
moment. We
hmm
have the attention span of 2 year olds.
Not even.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
very dangerous. This is how we end up in trouble all the time because we
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm-hmm.
the attention span of a 2 year old and we
Mm-hmm.
forget so quickly what just happened. We forget
Mm-hmm.
that. Okay, listen, Hitler was not that
hmm
long ago, you guys.
Don't say the H
Mm-mm.
word.
Careful with the
Say
H word.
H.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
They'll
Adolf was
ban
not
me.
that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was not
He
that long
wasn't.
ago. And I
Nope.
promise you, a lot of the things that are happening right now, this is just a repeat. It's history
Yep.
repeating
Facts.
itself just in a different
Facts.
country. And
And I
America
think the
Talk
played a
about
bad
it.
thing with that
very
is
History
when
large
doesn't
part.
repeat, but it
America
rhymes.
played a very large part in what took place in Germany. Do not be
Mm-hmm.
fooled. Do
Mm-hmm.
and
not
don't
be
No,
get
well,
fooled.
twisted.
that's
The
where
things
like
that happened here also inspired that guy over there as well.
That's what I'm saying.
exactly,
They
So
played a part.
they were
exactly.
like, when you
Yeah.
realize that both of these countries have very similar at those particular times, at least, had very, very similar ways of dealing with their population.
Well, it's because
Why are
Hitler
Mm-hmm.
we
Koch, he
surprised?
believed in eugenics. The
Mm-hmm.
thing about
Say
it, Closet
eugenics.
Talk,
Yep.
you put the nail on the head when it came to owning the land, when it came to reservations. Hey, in the words of many European countries, breed them out. The Irish can contest to that. Breed them out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did to the
Mm-hmm.
indigenous population. Breed them out.
Mm-hmm.
That's where blood quantum
Mm-hmm.
comes in. The one drop rule for slavery. Hey, if you look a little bit of black, hey, you're still my servant. That's where that
Mm-hmm.
comes from. Hitler got all that shit from the word
No H
ghetto.
word. Y'all gonna
I'm
get me banned.
sorry. I'm sorry.
We can't talk
The
about Bruno.
Yeah, please don't,
oh, we'll
please
say
don't
Bruno.
get
We'll
us
say
banned. We
Bruno.
want this
That's
live on
where
YouTube.
I mean,
Bruno
you know
comes
what?
in.
Like because I'm not gonna stay on much longer, guys. 10 more minutes. I just want to let y'all know. Y'all know I'm
But
diabetic. I tried to eat while we were talking, but I'm starting to feel a little shaky. So 10 more minutes, and then maybe we should just come do this
10
again tomorrow.
more
What do y'all
minutes.
think?
But when
Yeah.
it I'm down for it, but like what Closet Talk is like, they're absolutely like freaking on point. The word ghetto comes from that when it came to all
That
these
is a
situations
Jewish
and what we
word.
use here.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
It's a Jewish word.
Absolutely.
And so when it comes to separation of communities, it was installed by Bruno, quote unquote.
Hmm.
And we we have to understand that the United States still holds that, even though European countries have gone far away from it. The United States is still very much a big player in it, but they're
Yep.
just really good at masking it.
Yep.
But that's the
And we
thing,
have
and that's what
money.
I think Closet Talk was referring to a little bit. Social media did not help this, and I'm a media background person, so I know how easily led people are by the smallest things. And
Mm-hmm.
social media wasn't that big when I was in college, so now trust and believe people are trained to figure out how to distract you. And I'm not one, but please understand, I'm not one of the people that's blaming the media for everything, because I really hate that people use what you see reflected back at you as a scapegoat to run away from what you see.
Mm-hmm.
Please
Hmm.
understand, the way that we don't have a good understanding of time. America is one of the, if not the youngest nation. We are behind, even though we have all this military, we have all this money. We are still so far behind everybody else. Other countries have already tried and failed to do what America thinks if we have all of this and have all of that, we can get away with. What we're seeing now, because I'm trying to get it back, because you want to end this pretty soon with what you were talking about in the first place, which is just
Yeah.
abortion, period. This
Hmm.
is the drill for what will be the next 5 to 10 years
Yep.
if
Yep.
we do not, one, because I noticed someone in the comments said that they're so grateful their state codified Roe v. Wade. We need to start addressing why Biden didn't do it, because we knew
Facts.
Hmm.
that this was something that was going to happen, and he was pressed about it and wasn't going to do it. There are things that need to be noticed, and people are not paying attention, like Closet Talk said, because we get so easily distracted.
Yep.
Y'all sat
Please.
here and watched your president tell you he ain't gonna codify it, and now after they've done it, he wants to help you.
It's
Yep.
Y'all
always
gotta
a
pay
day
attention.
late and a dollar short. It's
Y'all
History
gotta
always
pay
a day
always
attention.
late and a dollar
repeats.
short.
History always repeats itself. There is a post on my page where I show you how the decision was leaked. We already knew this was coming. That happened in the 70s as well.
Thank
Same
you.
Hmm.
exact situation. It happened in the
Yep.
70s as well. We did
Yep.
Hmm.
not get hit by a bus with this. Okay? They knew it was
There was
coming.
time to plan. There
Hmm.
was
They knew
time
it
to
was coming.
organize.
Exactly. They knew it was coming. They knew that the
Hmm.
January 6th trials were happening. Okay,
Hmm.
we did not get hit by a bus with all of this. I'm telling you now.
I didn't say the
No, you're
president makes
absolutely
law.
right.
Listen to what I'm actually saying.
Yes.
Biden had the opportunity
Pay
to
attention.
codify Roe. It was already a standing
Do you
amendment.
know what codify means? That's the problem.
Don't
If you don't
don't ask me
understand a
if I
word,
know something if you don't know. If you can ask if you
yeah,
didn't know, that's okay. But don't start questioning what
that's
I'm saying.
okay.
I didn't say that
Yeah.
the president makes the laws. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
But the president
Hmm.
does have the power to veto laws. And the president does have more authority than what he is using. Please understand, I am no Republican. I am no independent. I have voted mostly Democratic all my life. However, I don't play this game like Republicans do, where I kiss the ass of everybody I vote for like there's some type of sports team. If the
Nope.
person fucking up, they're fucking
Nope.
up. And Biden had an
Yep.
opportunity and he dropped the fucking ball.
Yep.
If this was a football game, we would be cursing him out from the stands. But because he's the president, we want to start debating whether or not he had the right. No, he could have codified this thing into law when he knew what Alito wrote down. When he saw it, like
Facts.
we all did, he made a choice.
We've had 3
And what I
months
need y'all to
on this.
remember is I'm not a Republican. Why am I speaking for Republicans? Shut up. Anyway, what I need for people to remember is that y'all have to vote for people that are not just blue. You have to vote blue and progressive. blue, and also of the same beliefs that you have. You can't just vote for people just because they're Democrats. Because Nancy Pelosi ain't no saint when it came to this abortion conversation either.
That's facts too.
Yeah,
Let's
yep.
talk about it. Let's talk about
Yep.
it.
I don't have time
But
because
you know
Mia gonna
what? We
go.
gotta
But I'm just
save this,
saying.
y'all. We gotta save this. We gotta save this for tomorrow. I think
Yes.
tomorrow, 8:30 my time, Eastern Standard Time. Everybody come back. We'll go into the Nancy Pelosi. We'll also go into the problems that we have with the Democrat Party. I also want to touch on some more of the LGBTQIA plus stuff. I think this conversation is really important, and I loved everybody that came in. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming into my live and just speaking the truth, speaking facts. And I love
And
it, and
thank
I
you,
love it, and I
Closet
love
Talk,
it.
for coming in and
Thank you
showing
guys
Yeah,
for
North
and
that.
dropping
Omaha,
actual
North
facts when we
Omaha
need
for
it
coming in,
in North
Monique
Omaha.
coming in. Yep. No more.
North
I mean, Closet
Omaha.
Talk got a whole lot of information, y'all. If y'all not following Closet Talk, please go follow. She got 2 pages, Closet Talk 101 and Closet Talk 101.1. If y'all not
One thing.
following Aunt.Calei and Glam, I don't know what y'all doing.
One thing real quick, because I saw it in your comments. I want to address it real quick before I log off of here. Obama
Go ahead.
could have had a SCOTUS pick, but the damn Republicans blocked him from seating. I forgot the man that he picked. He was a very qualified person that would have been
Maryland.
It was
seated.
Gorsuch.
But
Yes.
yeah,
Gorsuch.
Mhm.
thank you. It was those damn. They said that he could not seat someone so close to the end of his uh
His
presidency.
term.
Presidency.
But yet
Hmm.
Amy was confirmed in 8 days.
Thank you.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what we're
Yep.
not gonna do is pull the Obama crap right as we're logging off. I'm not gonna let that fly
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
just like a lot of things that people did with Barack Obama, Obama had so many other hurdles in his way that Biden does not, and we're not gonna act like that's not because of their complexion. Biden has more
Facts.
free reigns to do what he needs to do. Obama, they stopped him from getting that justice seated because they refused to even let him do the vote. So I'm not
Yep.
gonna let that
I
one
Hmm.
go.
remember
Drop
that.
the mic.
All right,
You're
y'all.
absolutely
All
right.
right.
All right.
I
So
love
thank
you
you for
guys.
everybody
Thank
that sent
you.
gifts. Thank you
Thank
to the
y'all.
mods.
Oh yes, thank
Thank
you,
you,
mods.
mods.
Thank you to everybody that gave gifts. I love you guys. I mean, this was great. This was a great conversation. So I will talk to you guys, Aunt.Calei and Glam. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna play some
Yep.
music to go, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna post this. This YouTube will get posted. I mean,
The
this
ball.
live will get
Okay.
posted on YouTube. So please go check out my YouTube. Go to my bio. Click on the camera. Go to the YouTube. I'll have it uploaded by tomorrow. Okay, y'all.
All right. Now,
All right.
here we go. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, boo. All right, y'all.
She goes unnoticed, she knows no limits, she craves attention, she craves.
Remember, diversity equal power. We can change the world if we work together and protect Black women.